Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the world feels different, lighter, and more connected. The things that once weighed you down no longer hold the same power. You find yourself naturally drawn to positive thoughts, and negativity seems like a distant memory. Is this just your imagination or your new reality? Probably the latter, as you may have been transitioning into a 5D existence, a fifth-dimensional reality where the energy of unconditional love, unity, and higher consciousness prevails. But how do you know this is what's happening to you and not unrelated mundane situations? To solve doubts, let's discover the secret signs you're transitioning into a 5D existence. But before we get there, what really is the fifth dimension? The true nature of this alternate reality has long been explored by ancient wisdom and esoteric teachings. The fifth dimension. The most common description of it is as a state of being where dualities dissolve and oneness becomes the core experience. In this dimension, time is no longer linear, and the separation between the self and others starts to blur, revealing that all life is connected. The signs of the transition can be subtle at first, almost imperceptible, but they gradually become more evident as you progress on your spiritual journey. Let's begin with the most obvious one. The mundane becomes magical. You may find yourself experiencing a shift in your perception of reality. What once seemed ordinary now feels extraordinary. The mundane becomes magical, and you begin to see the world through a lens of wonder and awe. This is a sign that your consciousness is expanding, aligning with the frequency of the fifth dimension. In the third dimension, our perception is often clouded by the limitations of the physical world. For example, in the physical world, we might see a crowd of people and think that all of them are separate individuals from one another. But when we ascend into the fifth dimension, the same crowd shifts. It becomes now a connected network of feelings and divine essence. The realization that the ordinary has become extraordinary often begins subtly. You might first notice it in moments of quiet reflection or during experiences that connect you deeply with nature or art. The beauty of a sunset, the sound of a bird's song, or the rustle of leaves in the wind may suddenly take on new significance. These experiences, which you might have once overlooked or taken for granted, now feel rich with meaning and wonder. During this shift, you might find yourself thinking, "How did I never notice this before?" or "Everything feels so different, so alive." These thoughts are a reflection of your expanding consciousness as you begin to perceive the world in a way that aligns with the fifth dimension. You may also start to question your previous understanding of reality, realizing that there is much more to life than what meets the eye. As your perception continues to shift, you may experience a growing sense of gratitude for the simple things in life. The delicate flower, the warmth of the sun on your skin, or the joy of a shared moment with a loved one takes on a new, deeper significance. This is because in the fifth dimension, you are no longer just seeing with your physical eyes, you are seeing with your heart and soul. But why does this happen to our perception? This is actually a natural consequence of the expansion of your consciousness. As you elevate your frequency, you begin to vibrate in harmony with the higher dimensions of reality. This higher vibration allows you to access a deeper understanding of the universe and your place within it. You start to see the world not just as a series of isolated events and objects, but as a living, breathing tapestry of energy and consciousness. You are beginning to experience the oneness of all things, a hallmark of the fifth dimensional consciousness. This new awareness not only enriches your personal experience, but also deepens your connection to the world around you. You begin to live in a state of harmony with the universe, where everything feels aligned and purposeful. Thanks to this new state of harmony, you'll slowly start noticing the second sign of your transition: inner peace in the midst of chaos. It is a sense of inner peace, even in the midst of chaos. This peace is not dependent on external circumstances, but arises from within, from a place of knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You may still encounter challenges, but they no longer have the same hold over you. Instead of reacting with fear or anger, you respond with love and understanding. This is a reflection of the harmony we mentioned earlier, but also as a result of your growing alignment with the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension. In this state, you are no longer bound by the dualistic thinking of the third dimension, where everything is seen in terms of good or bad, right or wrong. Instead, you begin to understand that all experiences, even those that are challenging or painful, are part of a greater divine plan. This realization brings a sense of acceptance and surrender, allowing you to move through life with grace and ease. You may find yourself thinking, "I am exactly where I need to be," or "everything is happening for a reason." These thoughts are not merely affirmations, they are reflections of your deep inner truth. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to overcome. This shift in perspective allows you to navigate life with a sense of purpose and serenity, knowing that you are supported by the universe in every step you take. Don't mistake this surrender with passivity, though. It is more like becoming less reactive to the ups and downs of life, finding stability within yourself. This shift may be gradual, but over time you notice that you are no longer as affected by situations that once would have triggered stress or anxiety. Instead, you approach life with a calm, centered demeanor, grounded in the knowledge that all is well. The emergence of this inner peace often coincides with a deepening of your spiritual practice. As you cultivate mindfulness, meditation, or other spiritual disciplines, you start to detach from the drama of the external world. As this inner peace takes root, your thoughts begin to reflect this new state of being. Greater sense of intuition. As you move deeper into this transition, you might also notice how you develop a heightened sense of intuition. Your inner guidance becomes stronger and you start to trust it more. The answers you seek no longer come from outside sources, but from within. You begin to experience synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. These synchronicities are the universe's way of communicating with you, guiding you along your path. They serve as reminders that you are aligned with the flow of the fifth dimension, where everything is interconnected and nothing happens by chance. You may find that you can sense the emotions or intentions of others without them saying a word, or that you are more attuned to the natural rhythms of the earth and cosmos. These experiences are not random. They are signs that you are beginning to resonate with the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension. This shift in perception often begins as you move deeper into your spiritual awakening. It may start with fleeting moments of clarity, where the world suddenly appears more vivid, more alive. Over time, these moments become more frequent until they become your new normal. But these three signs we mentioned also come with their own sets of minor disadvantages. Others might misinterpret your new peace as indifference or detachment, which can strain relationships or lead to misunderstandings. Luckily, the transition into the fifth dimension will eventually lead you to develop a solution for this issue. What is it? Connections become more authentic. Well, you will find yourself drawn to people who resonate with your soul, and old relationships that no longer serve your growth may naturally fall away. This can be a bittersweet experience, but it is necessary for your evolution. As you transition into a 5D existence, you attract relationships that are based on unconditional love, mutual respect, and a shared sense of purpose. In the fifth dimension, relationships are no longer bound by the limitations of the third dimension, where fear, ego, and superficial desires often dominate. Instead, these connections are free to evolve in harmony with your higher self. You find that your relationships are less about what you can get from others and more about what you can share and co-create together. The ego's need for control, validation, and fear-based attachments begins to dissolve. You no longer feel compelled to maintain relationships that drain your energy or stifle your growth. Instead, you are drawn to connections that resonate with your soul, relationships that nurture your spirit and support your journey of self-discovery. You find yourself connecting with others on a soul level where communication goes beyond words. This level of connection is one of the hallmarks of a 5D existence, where relationships are based on the recognition of the divine within each other. This shift in perspective allows for deeper intimacy and a greater sense of fulfillment in your interactions with others. So, how does this change manifest? First, you'll find yourself less interested in small talk and more drawn to meaningful conversations that inspire growth and connection. The people in your life who resonate with your new vibration will also evolve alongside you, creating a dynamic of mutual support and shared purpose. You may find yourself questioning the dynamics of your current relationships, asking whether they contribute to your well-being and spiritual evolution. Thoughts like, is this relationship helping me grow? Or do I feel truly seen and supported in this connection? May cross your mind. These reflections are part of the process of aligning your outer life with your inner transformation. This is where things get more difficult during the transition, and many people have been known to intentionally stop their transition because they're unable to let go of old beliefs, patterns, and attachments that no longer serve their growth. Do you want to be one of these? Of course not. That means that you'll have to embrace the unknown and trust in the process of evolution. There can be a sense of loss as old relationships fall away, but also a sense of liberation as you step into relationships that feel more authentic and nourishing. You might think, I deserve connections that reflect the love and respect I have for myself, or I am ready to attract relationships that resonate with my soul's purpose. You start to see the world not as a place of separation and struggle, but as a playground of infinite possibilities where you are the creator of your own reality. But relationships aren't the only part of your life that shifts during the transition. This is only the beginning. Changing relationships also mean that something else, far more important, will also change in your life. Your values and priorities shift. Material possessions and external achievements lose their importance, and you become more focused on inner growth and spiritual fulfillment. You start to see that true abundance is not measured by wealth or status, but by the richness of your experiences and the depth of your connections. This shift in values is a natural part of the transition into a 5D existence, where the focus is on being rather than doing, and on living in alignment with your highest truth. During this transition, a person's thoughts and reflections often revolve around the meaning and purpose of life. Questions such as, what is my true purpose, and what do I really value, become central. They may begin to feel disillusioned with the rat race, wondering why they spent so much time chasing after things that now seem trivial. There's a growing sense of wanting to live a life that is authentic and aligned with their inner values. They might also start to feel a deep sense of compassion and connection with others, recognizing that everyone is part of a larger, interconnected whole. The desire to contribute to the well-being of others and to the planet becomes stronger. Thoughts like, how can I make a difference? And what legacy do I want to leave behind? May surface. These reflections guide the individual toward a life that is less about personal gain and more about collective well-being and spiritual evolution. As the shift deepens, the person may also experience moments of profound peace and contentment, especially when they are in alignment with their higher self. These moments serve as a confirmation that they are on the right path, encouraging them to continue letting go of the old and embracing the new. The journey into a 5D existence is, therefore, not just a change in perception, but a complete transformation of how one lives and interacts with the world. Imagine someone named Maria who has spent most of her life working tirelessly to climb the corporate ladder. She's always been driven by the desire for success, measured by her job title, salary, and the luxurious lifestyle that comes with it. Her days are filled with meetings, deadlines, and the constant pressure to achieve more, to be more. She buys the latest gadgets, the trendiest clothes, and lives in a beautifully furnished apartment in the city. But despite all this, she feels an emptiness that she can't quite understand. As Maria begins her transition into a 5D existence, she starts to notice a subtle but profound change within herself. It begins with a feeling of discontent that she can no longer ignore. The things that once excited her, the thrill of a promotion, the acquisition of a new car, start to lose their luster. She finds herself questioning the purpose of her daily grind. One day, while sitting in her office, surrounded by the symbols of her success, she asks herself, "What am I really doing this for? Does this make me truly happy?" These thoughts lead Maria to reflect deeply on what she values. She realizes that the joy she once sought in material possessions and external achievements is fleeting. It's as if she's been trying to fill a void with things that can never truly satisfy her. The more she contemplates, the clearer it becomes that her true fulfillment lies not in what she owns or what she does, but in who she is and the connections she has with others. Maria begins to shift her focus inward. She starts practicing mindfulness and meditation, activities that help her connect with her inner self. She spends more time with loved ones, finding a richness in these relationships that she never fully appreciated before. The conversations she has with her friends and family become more meaningful, and she feels a deep sense of gratitude for these connections. As Maria continues to evolve, she starts to let go of the need to impress others or to prove her worth through external achievements. She no longer feels the urge to compete or to accumulate more things. Instead, she feels a strong desire to live authentically, to be true to herself and her values. She becomes more selective about how she spends her time, choosing activities that nourish her soul rather than those that merely boost her ego. This shift in values is not without its challenges. Maria sometimes struggles with the pull of her old life, the temptation to return to the familiar pursuit of status and wealth. But each time she feels this pull, she reminds herself of the emptiness it once brought her, and she recommits to her new path. She finds solace in the simple joys of life, watching the sunrise, enjoying a quiet cup of tea, or walking in nature. These moments bring her a sense of peace and contentment that she never found in her previous pursuits. And this complete transformation is what will lead you to the next level of transitioning. Instead of just having a deeper sense of intuition and judgment, you will start sensing something new, something that can feel concerning at first, but you'll soon realize is one of the best things that can happen to you. Heightened awareness of vibrations. You become more sensitive to the energies around you and within you. You may start to feel the vibrations of people, places, and situations more acutely, and you learn to discern what is in alignment with your higher self. This heightened sensitivity allows you to navigate the world with greater clarity and purpose, making choices that support your spiritual growth. In the fifth dimension, energy is the primary language, and learning to read and understand it is essential for thriving in this higher reality. This is not just a fleeting sensation, but a deep, intrinsic change in how you perceive and interact with the world around you. This increased sensitivity to energy occurs because, in the fifth dimension, the dense, physical reality of the third dimension begins to dissolve. The world in 5D operates on a higher vibrational frequency, where everything is interconnected by a web of energy. As you ascend into this higher state of consciousness, your awareness expands beyond the physical senses, allowing you to perceive the subtle energies that permeate everything. You begin to realize that energy is the essence of all existence, and mastering the ability to read and understand it is crucial for navigating this new reality. The awareness of energy typically begins to intensify during the early stages of your spiritual awakening. Over time, these sensations become more pronounced, and you start to sense the vibrations of your surroundings with increasing clarity. As you continue to raise your vibration, this sensitivity to energy will become a central aspect of your existence. As your sensitivity to energy heightens, your mind may be filled with new questions and insights. You might start to wonder why you are drawn to certain places or people, or why others suddenly feel repellent to you. These thoughts are natural as you begin to discern what is in alignment with your higher self and what is not. The realization that everything is energy can be both exhilarating and overwhelming as it challenges your previous understanding of reality. You might also start to reflect on how your own energy influences the world around you. Questions like, how am I contributing to the energy of this space? Or, what vibrations am I emitting? Become central to your daily life. This introspection leads to a deeper commitment to maintaining a high vibration as you recognize the impact your energy has on your environment and the people you interact with. The journey into the fifth dimension also brings a sense of responsibility. As you become more aware of the energies around you, you begin to understand the importance of cultivating positive, loving energy within yourself. This awareness drives you to make choices that support your spiritual growth and the well-being of others. You start to see energy as a tool for healing, transformation, and connection, and you strive to use it consciously and wisely. In this new reality, energy is not just something you feel, it is something you actively work with. You learn to harness and direct energy to manifest your intentions, heal yourself and others, and create a harmonious environment. This mastery of energy is a key aspect of thriving in the fifth dimension, where your ability to read and understand vibrations determines the quality of your experiences. This transition is not something that happens overnight. It is a gradual process that unfolds over time. But with each step you take, you move closer to embodying the essence of the fifth dimension. You become a beacon of light in a world that is waking up to its true potential. As you continue on this path, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transforms not only your life, but the collective consciousness of humanity. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.